This ultra-realistic burger is really good. Mmm, yummy.
You like that burger?
I just said, yummy.
Don't care, didn't ask. What I will ask, you want to take another bite for me, little boy?
Little boy?
Take another bite or I swear to Ronald McDonald.
Today we're going to be talking about the scariest mascots. This can range from sports, food, or companies in general. I don't know what Chuck E. Cheese is, but his cute little rat ass is on here. Before fully jumping in, thank you for clicking on this video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, it's good to see you again. Alright. Mayor McCheese. Alright, to be honest, a lot of McDonald's mascots could have been on this list. I mean, just look at this picture. Not only are these guys and gals terrifying, but they're very close to a hand salute that is a big no-no. Anyway, Mayor McCheese is obviously the mayor of McDonald Land. Obviously. After he murdered the previous mayor in a drive-by shooting in the back alley.
My, oh my, this is awful. What'll we do?
That's not actually canon. But he did show up in the 1960s, alongside a colorful cast of characters. Obviously our boy Ronald, but also international terrorist, the Hamburglar, and June and July's trend, Grimace. And they all lived in McDonald Land. They had TV commercials that seemed more like TV shows, similar to Yo Gabba Gabba. Yo Gabba Gabba! That's right, I'm that old. And all the characters in McDonald Land would live long, happy lives, until the lawsuits of 87. Well, actually 73, but Fazbear. McDonald Land is currently phased out altogether. This was because those TV ads that were similar to Yo Gabba Gabba were too similar to another show, HR Pufnstuf. The creators Sid and Marty Krofft gave McDonald's a lawsuit, saying that McDonald Land itself was a ripoff of HR Pufnstuf, and apparently Mayor McCheese was based off Pufnstuf himself. So Mayor McCheese, as well as a couple of other characters, were phased out during the 70s and 80s. That's actually why most of the characters you might have remembered as a kid, you don't see anymore. However, just like the other characters, these lawsuits just garnered Mayor McCheese even more followers, as many missed his disproportionate ass. However, that doesn't negate the many complaints children had about the eeriness of the mayor made out of cow and more cow but processed differently. It's probably the uncanniness that makes him look so creepy, the normal body with the big ass head, and I was bullied for having a big head, so I get it. But at least I looked human. I still look human. I am a human. Next time you're drinking, pour one out for Mayor McCheese. I mentioned uncanny earlier, and I think it's important to understand what that means, as a lot of these mascots are uncanny, which makes them creepy. So uncanny is when something is close to human, but off just enough to be scary. I kinda did a whole video if you're interested, but that's all you really need to know for now. Okie dokie. Chuck E. Cheese, the OG version. Chuck E. Cheese, or Charles Entertainment Cheese, first appeared on May 17th, 1977, after Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater opened in San Jose, California, in 1977. It would take a couple more months for the rat to finally make his appearance, but when he did, it was a splash. And apparently the original mascot was a coyote. In fact, the whole restaurant was inspired by a coyote, the name being Coyote's Pizza. However, the owners accidentally ordered a rat's costume instead. So they wanted to make lemonade with the lemons they were handed. So the owners named the place Rick Rat's Pizza, later renaming it and rebranding the rat to a mouse because people didn't want to eat at a place with rats, but with mice, that's okay. Anyway, back to the mascot itself. Originally it was just a costume, and from this picture, it's, well, the stuff of your nightmares. Now the one time I went, it was just some dude in a costume as well, so I can relate to this, but it did not look like this. It was just a dude, or gal, in a musty costume. Remember kids, it doesn't matter who you are to don the mask. Now, some random person in a mask and costume working with children is already creepy enough. And trust me, when I looked up creepy Chuck E. Cheese, it's just a bunch of stories about people trying to get kidnapped by Charles, Chuck, whatever the fuck. So real world predators aside, the animatronic band that would soon come is what really terrified me as a kid. And I think terrifies most people when they think about creepy Chuck E. Cheese. Especially with all the years of wear and tear, not only on the mascot costumes, but on the animatronics themselves, making the movement more stiff and just off in such an uncanny way. This was Five Nights at Freddy's before Five Nights at Freddy's. So while we may be scared of animatronics because of Five Nights at Freddy's recently, dude, we get it. Shut up! Chuckster didn't get a remodel because the animatronics were creepy. And by remodel I mean the recent one where he's like a CGI animated guy now. The reason for this remodel was because technology and declining sales. This is what a spokesperson said. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's really looking, in references to the animatronics. Continuing to say, to meet the demands of kids today who have higher expectations of realism and special effects. Yeah, dude, that's why kids go to Chuck E. Cheese. Anyway, may OG Charles rest in peace.
Gabagool.
He's actually buried next to Mayor McCheese. Gone but not forgotten. Frito Bandito. The Frito Bandito character was developed by the advertising firm Foot, Cone and Belding, and launched by Frito-Lay in 1967. Mel Blanc provided the character's voice, while the animation was directed by Tex Avery. And the character was a stereotypical Mexican revolutionary, with a sombrero, a handlebar mustache, and a thick accent. And apparently he would rob people for their Fritos as a reference to the Mexican outlaws. That was big in Western media. Now you might recognize Mr. Bandito because of his famous song.
Ay, 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 ay. I am the Frito Bandito. Hey, I like Fritos corn chips. I love them, I do. I want Fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, I am the Frito Bandito. Give me Fritos corn chips and I'll be your friend. The Frito Bandito, you must not offend.
Alright, so I'll admit it. He's not scary. But you know what is scary?
Racism.
Frito-Lay would end Frito Bandito's campaign by taking Bandito out back to look at some flowers in 1971, due to pressure by TV commissions to pull the commercials off air. Although Frito did run studies within Mexican-American communities that showed a higher percentage of people actually approved of Frito Bandito. Now, I don't know if I have much right to an opinion on this, seeing how my culture stereotype is like wine and cheese, so I'll keep my opinions focused on that. Blue cheese is only acceptable if it's in a dip form and if you're eating buffalo wings. Any other way, you're objectively wrong, and you're gross. Anyway, what do you think? Not about the blue cheese. Do you think Frito Bandito was offensive, or do you want to see him come back? Purdue Pete. Purdue Pete is on this list for scary mascots simply because he has the dead eyes of a father figure I always wanted to impress, but would never live up to expectations.
Wake up and I hope you're dead.
Also, why the fuck would you make a human a mascot? That's so boring. Like, at least Michigan State is a person who was a Spartan. Still weak in my opinion, but Pete's old yee ass was created when someone asked who he was, and the guy under the Purdue Pete himself said, Pete, and then just walked off. Pete. That's a shitty mascot, and if you disagree, then you have bad taste, and I didn't go to college, so it doesn't matter. Now, what actually makes Pete scary is the older versions of him when he first started. He's terrifying. He looks like Leatherface if Leatherface had an allergic reaction all over his body. But all my yapping doesn't matter, because apparently Purdue Pete is popular within Purdue, and that's all that matters for him. King Cake Baby. Another uncanny sports mascot, but the baby was originated as a reference to the popular tradition associated with Mardi Gras, where a small plastic baby is stuffed within a cake, and whoever gets a slice of cake with the baby in it is supposed to either have good luck, get pregnant, or bake next year's cake. I always wanted the baby to get pregnant.
Bitch, shut the fuck up!
I also think there's other ways to express something Mardi Gras related other than a creepy baby, but I'm not from New Orleans, so I can't say. Now, if you don't think this is scary, the horror movie Happy Death Day was accused of stealing the mask from our King Cake Baby. Now, I think it's bullshit accusations because it's literally just a baby mask. And finally, the scariest mascot of all, Jared from Subway.
Here is Jared Fogle. You may have seen him on the news.
Party, Shag, you should have been there.
Alright, that's enough mascots for today. Something fun, and I hope you have a good day. But if you don't like this video, the Babadook will show up in your toilet when you try to use the bathroom at 3 a.m. But if you do like the video and subscribe, then you'll get donuts at some point in your life. I'm so tired.
I said good day.